Tonight's story was sent to me by someone who currently lives in Boise, Idaho. They asked that their real name not be used. For privacy reasons, some identifying details have been changed, but the events themselves were described exactly as they remember them. At the time this happened, they were working the overnight shift as a 911 call taker for Ada County. Now let's go to the main story. Use headphones for better experience.
If you've never worked emergency dispatch,